What's up everyone, my name is Mistic, welcome to Mistic Reacts. Today I have another video by Salmonella Academy. The tale of Michael, Mitchell, whichever one, Malloy. I have no clue who that is or what they did. So we're probably in for a treat. Check out his video down below, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into it.
Hey kids,
Hello.
time for another riveting tale from the annals of history. Our story
Ooh,
begins in New York in 1932 with
I'm
a man
walking
named
here.
Michael Malloy. Not
Michael
much was known
Malloy.
about Malloy
Mm-hmm.
except for the following. He was around 60 years old,
Cool.
homeless,
Mm.
an alcoholic, Irish, and a former firefighter. So one day, a
Typical
few
New
guys were
Yorker.
hanging out in the local speakeasy, including Tony Marino, the owner
True.
of the joint, and a
Mm.
couple of regulars by the names of Francis Pasqua and Daniel Kreisberg. And who else stumbles in but old Dusty McGee looking to get his morning fix? Marino's
Okay.
like, I've had it up to here with that Michael Malloy character. He never pays his tabs, smells like the crevice behind an unwashed ear, harasses my clientele. Did you know the Hindenburg disaster didn't actually happen? Yeah, it was an inside job by the government to make a big
Yeah.
Zeppelin look bad.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm glad. One less industry controlled by the fucking Krauts. The Hindenburg disaster doesn't happen for another 5 years, dumbass. Ah, bite me. And every day, he ends up like
That's why
that.
it's fake.
So Pasqua's like, yikes, seems like quite the dilemma on your hands. Lucky for you, I've come up with the perfect solution. Let
Hmm?
me hear it. I say we deploy a ploy to destroy that unemployed Malloy. Shut up. Anyway, go on. I'll take out a life insurance policy on him.
Hmm?
Then we let him drink as much as he wants. Obviously, he's gonna kick it. I mean, look at him. No self-control.
You right?
See that? He just drew from the stockpile while there's still moves to be made on the tableau. Oh, I like that joke. Then, once he's
I,
dead, we get
I
all the
don't get
money
that
for
joke.
ourselves. Win-win. The first part of the plan went through without a hitch. Pasqua took out not one, but 3 policies on Malloy's life,
Hmm.
with Joseph Murphy, a
How
bartender at
much?
Marino's, posing as Malloy's brother and being named as the sole beneficiary. In total, the group stood to gain $3,576, which
Hmm.
is like 66 grand in today's
That's
money. With
not
all
that
that in place, they
much.
begin the
But
second part of the plan. Hey, Malloy. Good to see you, man. Say, what happened to your arm? Yeah, the other day I got in a fight with a goose. Got bit pretty bad. Been leaking
ooh.
pus for about a week now. But
Hmm.
hey, I got the breadcrumbs. Okay, well anyway, guess what? Your tab now has unlimited credit. Oh, cool. Well, what's that mean? It means you can drink as much as you want and we can't stop you. Bet. Naturally, he orders shot after shot
Right?
and the gang happily complies. It gets to the point where Malloy's drinking way more than should be humanly possible,
Mm-hmm.
but instead of dropping dead or passing out, after a while he's just like,
Question. Did life insurance policies back then not have like it has to be uh a certain amount of time you have the policy? Because we had to deal with a policy recently, and it had to be for like I think a year or like 5 before it would actually give the amount. So like active, not like so it gave us nothing, which kind of sucks. Mm.
"Aight. See ya." Within 24 hours, he's back at it, giving his liver the equivalent of a Tyson uppercut and being no
Mm-hmm.
worse for wear. This went on for a few days before the boys were like, alright, we need to up the ante here, and decided to replace Malloy's typical shots with wood alcohol, otherwise known
What?
as methanol. Keep in
Mm.
mind, as little as 4% methanol by volume is enough to make a moonshiner go blind, and just 2
Mm.
shots of the pure stuff should be able to kill a man. But Malloy slammed back just as much as he normally would, totally none the wiser, and was like, still see ya. Anyway, see ya. They tried again for a few more nights, he was fine. Soaked some expired oysters in wood alcohol and fed them
What
to
does
him.
that
He was
do?
fine. They gave him a sandwich made from rotten sardines and carpet tacks. Motherfucker asks for another. They were like, alright, this man's got a lead belly. There's gotta be something else we can do. So one day after he passed out, they drove him half a mile to the park, tossed him out into the snow, took off his shirt, and soaked his head and chest in water. They drive away thinking they've finally done it. But when Marino clocked in at the speakeasy the next day, Malloy's already there, just hanging out, barely even sniffling. Finally, they just said fuck it, ran the guy down with their buddy's cab, and backed over him again for good measure. For once, Malloy didn't show up the next day. The
Oh,
gang was cautiously optimistic. After all, there are 60-year-olds who bite the dust just from one wrong step in the shower, let
right.
alone the force of a half-ton of steel going 50 miles an hour. They
Or
called
all the
all the
other
local
stuff.
hospitals and morgues in an attempt to find where he ended up, but they couldn't get any useful information from anyone. Lo and
Mm-hmm.
behold, 5 days later, the guy limps his way on in once again, with a mighty thirst and little memory of the incident. The gang debated just icing some other random drunkard, because this one's the fucking juggernaut
At
apparently.
this point, will they even profit as much shit as they've given him or done to him? Do you even
But they
profit at
decided
that
to try
point?
one more thing before calling it
Okay.
quits. After Malloy went through his usual blackout routine, they took him up to Murphy's room, stuck a gas line in his mouth, wrapped a towel around his face, and turned it on. Within an hour, Malloy finally stopped breathing. After countless attempts on his life, at long last, they were successful. However, as you might have realized, the final method of murder was a far cry from the simple elegance of the original plan, which is
Yeah.
something they never really thought about until it was too late. Hey guys, what's poppin'? My brother, Michael Malloy, is dead. Can I have money now? Oh dear, I'm so sorry. What happened? What? Why did the man die? Uh,
uh,
Pneumonia? I see. And when can we see the body exactly? So, after a quick medical
did they even
examination,
have
the men were
good
convicted of
autopsies back
first
then?
degree murder and attempted fraud, and
Hmm.
subsequently sentenced to death by electric chair. And
Oh.
while the executioner flipped the switch, Malloy's ghost sat in the corner, chowing down on some antifreeze and sardine soles,
Mm-hmm.
just laughing his ass off. Moral of the story, life is unpredictable. That's why we have insurance for it in the first
Yep.
place. If you ever commit fraud against life, just know that life's gonna commit a little fraud back. Till
Mm-hmm.
next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Thank you. Mm. Hope you enjoyed that. I don't genuinely, how did he survive for so long? He had all that poisonous stuff basically, got ran over, left out in the cold, and it took basically just I don't know. But hope you enjoyed. Until next time, bye bye.